Deputy Danny Healy-Rae.
Thank you very much, Minister. I need to bring to your attention today the high level of anger, dissatisfaction and frustration felt by many people in Kerry because of two things: the Shannon LNG and the Killarney bypass, where we are compromising energy security for the country and losing jobs, costing jobs, and compromising road safety in the case of the Killarney bypass. Shannon LNG's application to Bord Pleanála for approval for the gas terminal and the Ballylangford land bank in North Kerry has been turned down in recent days. I believe that this refusal or rejection was primarily because of Minister Eamon Ryan's submission against the application which he made many months ago. Indeed, the language used by Bord Pleanála in the refusal were the very same words used in Minister Ryan's submission against it. I believe that this is political interference at the highest level, where Minister Ryan uses influence as a minister to block a planning application, as he highlighted that the Shannon LNG application was against government policy. I'm calling here today for a high-level investigation by SIPO or whoever into Minister Ryan's actions. Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael are also complicit in what has happened to this application, as majority partners in government for allowing Minister Ryan to abuse his position in the way that he has, and especially tarnished and former Taoiseach leader Micheál Martin, because he promised the people of North Kerry in the last general election to elect Norma Foley when he was canvassing North Kerry that he would back Shannon LNG and that would become a reality. He has let us down. Also, Minister Ryan has now blocked the progression of the next part of the upgrade of the N22 Cork-Kerry Economic Corridor, also known as the Killarney bypass, which has been on the table and promised for over 20 years. It is vital for the economy of our county and for the safety of all the 20,000 or 23,000 people that use this road on a daily basis. He is closing down. He has stopped the TI from doing this necessary assessments, environmental and economic capacity, which I already said. There's over 23,000 vehicles using this road already. TII were to notify the landowners and the public of the preferred route, which there are 4 routes, are up for consideration. TII can't do this now because they don't have the funding. So much land is sterilised now for many years, and many landowners are now contemplating legal action to get their land back to use as they want to, which is their legal right. And is it a fact, Minister, that, or is it right? Because many people are saying to me now that Minister Ryan has neglected the county of Kerry for driving tests. Is it a way that he don't want young people on the roads? They're waiting from last January to next January to be allowed apply for a driving test. That's not fair, and the people, young lads in our county.
Minister. Thank you, Deputy Healy-Rae. I think you've made some quite serious charges against Minister Eamon Ryan that I think would be, but that's okay. And if you feel justified to do that, you do that. What I would say, one in particular, in relation to your comment about the minister interfering in the planning process in the LNG, is simply not true. I think it's a very dangerous charge to make. Anyone's entitled to make a submission to a planning application. What I'd say is on Bord Pleanála, Deputy, through the Chair, on Bord Pleanála are an independent planning authority, and they made a decision on the appeal, and they've made their decision independently, and they've published the reasons for that. And I, as Minister with responsibility for planning, can't say any more on that. It's obviously there will be options open to all parties should they wish to pursue it further. But I just think, stating that a minister in the government has interfered with the planning process is not correct. The Minister made a submission. Ministers entitled, and anyone in this House can make a submission to a planning application.
No, please.
Anyway,
We'll let the Minister answer.
I genuinely am not trying to be argumentative at all. I'm just saying I think to defend Minister Ryan in that regard, he's entitled to do so. In relation to investment in roads, Deputy, and our regional roads as well, it's something that's absolutely crucially important. And the facts again bear this out, is that we look at the start of this year for regional and local roads, the allocation is 626 million. And you know, that compares to 597 million in 2022. And of course, we need to make sure that road infrastructure right across the country is kept up with the quality of the roads, the new investment through our National Development Plan. Many roads like the Oireachtas Southern Relief Road, Salins Bypass, Sligo Western Distributor Road. You know, I could go on, Tralee Northern Relief Road, the Shannon Cross and the Killaloe Bypass, which I saw myself just a few weeks ago. There's lots of really good, significant work being done at the moment because of the investment that this government is making in our regions and in regional development. No less so in Kerry, Deputy, as well, under the Urban Regeneration Development Fund, which Kerry has been very successful in securing funding for major upgrade works in Tralee and Killarney, to name but two. And I could continue to support the local authority in the work that they are doing there. We've also ensured that as of July, that local authorities, including your own, Deputy, were given an additional allocation for their key road programmes to help deal with the issue of cost inflation too. So it's not correct to say that nothing's been done for the regions or indeed for Kerry. I'm just stating the facts that are there.
I'm stating the facts as well, Minister. Wherever even with the 626 million didn't go to the Killarney bypass anyway, or the Kerry Economic Corridor, as it's also called, it isn't gone there anyway, and that's a fact. And to stop because they've started the funding to do the assessments, the TIIR. And if you say that anyone could have made a submission, why didn't Micheál Martin make a submission? Or why didn't Norma Foley as a minister as well make a submission? Or why didn't you make a submission to support the Shannon LNG terminal? Where were you? So, if him left do what he like, and at the same time, no young lad in Kerry can get a driving test. Do he want to keep them off the road as well? And there are 23,000 vehicle movements on the Killarney route that I'm talking about every day. Their safety is being compromised. He kicked up a big hullabaloo the other day that he was going to reduce speed limits and do this and that. And what he really needs to do, because the volumes of traffic have increased, he needs to bring the roads up to standard. And the sooner he realises that, the better. Because there's junctions on this stretch of road that have been have caused fatalities. And I'm asking you to look at it now seriously. And if you're serious about seeing after the people of Kerry, I want an investigation into what has happened in Shannon LNG, and I want the Killarney bypass progressed.
Now, can I just make it clear? The Minister with responsibility for planning is statutorily barred from interfering in any way or making representations in any way on any planning file. That's a simple fact of life. Minister.
Thanks, Councillor. I was just going to say that for clarity's sake, that any other deputy in this House, with the exception of myself, can do so. Okay, so, and I think there's no compulsion either when you refer to others. Anyway, look, it is the decision's made there, Deputy, and you will have yourself, if you feel that things haven't been done correctly or whatever, there's other avenues that you can go down at that stage. I've stated the facts in relation to rural investment and investment in our regions. There's never been greater investment since this government has come in. If you look at even on local property tax, Deputy, with Kerry, we have allocated across the country an additional €75 million to our local authorities right across the country. We've ensured as a commitment that we gave in the programme for government 100% retention of the local property tax that's raised in a county stays in the county. That was a commitment. We've revised the baselines there, so we're making sure that our local authorities are better funded than they have ever been. And if you talk to Moira Morell and the team in Kerry, they have an excellent team in Kerry County Council, they will tell you that directly, Deputy, that they've never received more investment, more staff than from this government ever before. And that's just the reality. Is everything perfect? No, it's not, Deputy. Your point in relation to driving tests I'll raise directly with Minister Jack Chambers, who is working on that matter too.